Good morning, everybody. Hope hope you guys are having a good day. We'll begin in a minute. All right. So good morning. This is our second to third week doing this pre-market live sessions. So I hope you guys have enjoyed these morning routines where we go over a few stocks to watch and then of course the expectations for the day. This week is going to be an interesting week, especially for us traders, day traders. We have lots of news that are will be coming, lots of risks to assess, and lots of investments to watch over, and risks to sort of be cautious of. So, um, let's get into it. So today is Monday, March 6th, and we do have some news today. Today we have at 10 a.m. we have defense durable goods or durable defense and transport and factory orders. So these news they're not going to be too relevant in how the market may be affected, but there will be an effect towards today of tomorrow's chairman for the Federal Reserve is Powell. He will be speaking at around 10 a.m. tomorrow, which should affect today's volatility. So just be cautious of that. And apart from this, do we have to be aware that on Friday, so the reason we pumped up on Friday, if you guys didn't know, we had a 0.25% interest rate hike possibility of that. So we'll go over to our SPX analysis where we kind of went over it here. We said on Thursday, Fed warns that there may need to be a lift in rates by up to 0.25%, causing hedge funds to close their short positions, pushing the market up 100 points. Now, this week will be interesting for us as investors. We can open the Monday pushing up another 50 points as we approach two Powell speeches this week. So if the setup is not there, don't force anything. It is likely that there could be volatility on Tuesday, so be careful. I meant to put till Tuesday, so um, there could be a lot of volatility today. There could be a push up today. There could be a lot of scenarios that we have to be cautious of. Overall, let's just trade smart. We're gonna go over this weekly newsletter really quick, and we're gonna go over what is expected. So as far as earnings go, there's nothing I'm gonna be watching for today. But I do want to watch SE. Tuesday before open, we do have SE earnings, so I do want to watch that stock heavily because it is on our list. All right, so let's go on to our first stock to be watching this week. This is JPM, financial sector. This stock has a bullish pennant, which is at a bullish ascending triangle. We're going to be watching for a move up, especially if we do pump today, 50 points or more based off of that news on Thursday last week. We should be seeing some affection towards the federal news that we do have all week. The risk is mid, but the reward based off of the contract value compared to the expected move is pretty high. So we will be watching for a push up to main goal of 146.51 and then diamond handing it to around 149.81 if possible. As far as safe selling go, we're gonna go for that 145 to secure our positions. And if anything, our stop loss will be at around 143.34. Apart from that, this is our trading plan for our trades that we will be taking on JPM if we break out. So then we'll move on to SE. Good morning. Good morning, Don. Good morning, Jay. So let's go on to SE. This is probably going to be my favorite stock on this list to watch out for the week. We do have, if in the case the market is volatile, this is a stock that should continue to move regardless of news. This is due to the earnings they have tomorrow. So if there is volatility, I will be watching SE to hedge it, and we can possibly make some returns on this. So SE, they do have earnings on Tuesday. We see a great setup, a sort of a pennant, a bullish pennant that we can see for a break above it, try to reach up to that 67 spot, and then that supply spot. Overall, it looks pretty solid. Support wise, we're seeing some false breakouts as a pattern, something that we see a lot, especially on the trend. Overall, the idea is for this that we have our low here, lower high, overall giving us a formation of bullish um, patterns. So if we can break above it, we can achieve supply. If they attempt to hit a higher high, that shows that SE is relatively stronger. But as they have earnings, there's going to be some either buyers or sellers to watch out for. So we'll see how we react on SE today. So of course, our goal is going to be to enter at 66.10 around there. Our goal is to safe sell at around 66.40. Our main goal will be around 67.36, and our diamond hand PT is around 69. Um, as far as profit goes, it is a low reward as the contracts are currently beefed up. Therefore, these $53 for 1 and 3 points is going to be around 20% of the share of the return on the current contract value. Therefore, it's low reward, but the risk is also not too high, um, especially with they set up like this in the day of trading it. So we'll be watching it. We'll see if this is something that can lead to a good profit. And if we do continue and we push up above supply, then that's good for us. It's going to go from low reward to high reward to mid reward. So we'll see how it goes. All right, now we got AMD. AMD chip sector. Chip sector had a lot of money close on Friday, especially last week. It had some volatility in the beginning, but then it absolutely ripped at the end. The last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, overall pushing mainly Nvidia, having the most amount of strength in the chip sector. Now, with this amount of strength, I want to see Nvidia start to sell off as we approach either the resistance or the current supply that it's sitting at. It's likely that we do break that current supply, but for AMD, we're going to watch it as a potential hedge if we do push higher on NVIDIA. So that spot would be around 86.26 that we can see a reject on this trend of resistance. We're going to mainly look for some um, we're going to mainly look for some momentum loss as we approach up there. I want to see some top candle wicks, if anything. But as you see, we're on this downtrend. I wouldn't want to break this trend at all. If we do, then of course we wouldn't be watching it for a higher high, and I won't be taking a trade there. But as far as goes based off the option chain, we're looking at about a high reward, mid risk. Their contracts may be a little expensive, but the reward outweigh it. So we have a 4 to 8 point price target. If we do end up taking this trade, our entry going to be 120. Our safe sell is going to be 122.75. Our main goal is going to be 125.57. And our diamond hand price target is going to be that 136.14. Um, oh shoot. I think I forgot to edit this part. This is wrong. Our main target is going to be 81.74. Our diamond hand is going to be 77.91. Our stop loss is going to be 85.49. And for price target, we're gonna go check it out in a second. For as far as safe sell goes, and entry is around that 63.36. So let's move on to this AMAT. AMAT is a great stock, especially as we have earnings very soon. Actually, no, we've already had their earnings. I want to see AMAT specifically break out this rising wedge this week. But apart from that, we have this 119.61 resistance that we closed at on Friday. And with chip sector having that momentum again, I want to see AMAT being a stock that may perform better than the others, if not pretty well. So we're going to watch for rejects at 119.61. If anything, if we break to 123.74, we'll look for rejects up there as well. Um, Overall, we're looking for a break to grab puts towards that demand. If we go lower, then we can go to 108.53 and then 106.04. As far as the return on this, it is a high risk investment, but a mid reward. Just based off the option chain, we're looking at about a $44 per contract and an 8 to 11 price move. So it is a little risky on the end that the option chain is a little expensive, but we'll see how it goes. As far as entry goes, we're going to look at a 119.61 entry. We're going to look at safe sell for 115.48. We're going to look at diamond hand for 112.06 or main goal, and then 108.53 for diamond hand price target. These are our plans. Of course, if you guys want to check that out, make sure to get into that newsletter. Link is in the description, so definitely check that out. So we're going to go into ES. We're going to look at what is our game plan this week for ES. As far as levels go, if we're going to be pushing up today, I want to see that whole supply zone between this 407 to 4090 become a level of volatility and or rejection. So we'll probably see some massive movements around Tuesday to Wednesday, which is just Powell's speech. But today, expecting that volatility after that morning move. So we got this expectation of 4109 being a key level for rejections, 4145 being a key level of rejections, and that 4173 whole supply range is going to be the main reject spot throughout the whole week. If we get to that spot, that's where I'm grabbing puts and either swinging it or day trading it during that day. That's the key spot for us to reject that. And then we got our key levels on what means what. Um, and yeah, that's about it. So now we're going to go on to this SPX. SPX is something that we have a lot of information for. Um, we have the reason why the market pushed up on Friday and Thursday. And we have what to expect this week. It's good not to force trades. If the setup isn't there, don't take it. It's likely that there is a volatility to Tuesday, so be careful. And as far as levels go, I want to see 4090, this 4090 as an inflection point for sellers to step in and us take some shorts. Now, what is an inflection point? An inflection point is basically an area of mass rejection, where hedge funds go to sell, where institutions go to sell. All these key money comes to sell short, grab positions, and then pushing us lower. This is a gap fill. This is also a key rejection. So I will watch out for that. So it's basically, yeah, big volume, big money being traded. So 4090 is where I have it marked. As far as any other levels, we're looking at 4049, 461, 465 as key rejection levels. They're just basically smart rejection bounces and spots. As far as resistance and support goes, these are some levels that are just a little smarter to watch for. So look how we closed at that 4049. By the way, all these levels are the same from last week. We just put more now. We basically change our analysis on it. There really isn't any extra levels to be added as far as intraday goes. We've been using these levels and sticking to them pretty fairly strong. So definitely check it out. Last week's newsletter as well. For more information on the SPX that we were watching. As far as that 4070 last month's open, that is a key spot to watch out for. 4070 is that purple line. It is basically that low or high open or close weekly level. So that's last month's open. So we can see some sellers at that price. I believe on, I think it was Thursday or Tuesday or Wednesday, we rejected off last month's closed. It was recently, I think, right here somewhere. We were rejecting off it the whole day, and then eventually we had a reversal. So that was a key level to watch. We can see the open being another key level to watch for reversal or anything. Now, as far as charts go, they're all linked here if you guys want the clearer version, and that's about it. Let's go on to our actual daily analysis. So it looks like we are pushing pre-market. Let's reset this and let's go on. Let's look at the 15-minute frame. So yeah, the push is expected. Where it looks like we're up another few points. Let's check out SPY. About 0.25 points there. So we are up a little bit. We did hit a higher high. So what may we watch today is we can see either an opening push, get to the supply zone, which I'm looking for rejects. We got bounce here, breaker block. We come right here, use it as a rejection, and then we have our rejection turn to a break, and then our rejections here. We got two candles there showing strength. So overall, we can see a rejection either at opening or high or volatility in between. All depends on what, but this is something that I will personally be watching today to see if sellers are active there. If not, then we'll look for volatility and possible scalps in between. As far as opening moves, there's possibility that we can open a volatile at open, but it's likely that there will be money and investments coming in either selling off of last week's move and this morning's gap up, or a push because investors want to get us to that gap and then it starts to sell off there. So we'll see how the market do react. As far as taking trades at open, I won't be planning so right away. We'll wait a little bit, see how the market makers react, see how investors react. So this is our ES analysis for today. As far as lows, we're going to look at this 4043 as a possible intraday bounce. Not a key level, but it is a spot to definitely watch out for today. So I'll mark this down. I'll give it a different color. And we'll delete it at the end of the day. We're just going to watch this because of these bounce intraday and intra pre-market. We'll look at it as a possible. If we do get down, where are we going to bounce? It's probably going to be right there. So we'll look at that spot. We'll go on to SPX. SPX, we're going to see it possibly gap up. We're going to have this 4070 as, of course, last month's open, but also gap filled around 4078. We're going to see how we react at that whole price level today. We also have another gap at that 409 spot, like I mentioned right here. This is where I really want to see it reject that, the main price throughout the week. But overall, consolidation is going to be expected between these ranges, where we could see some rejections, breaks. However, the market does move. As far as bounce levels go, last week we've used this 4017 level as a rejection multiple times. So I want to see us bounce off of it, if anything, and we can either take some calls down here or some puts around here to these levels. So let's move on to our individuals. Let's look at what's going on. Let's see if we can find any setups. All right. So as far as Apple goes, we're pushing pre-market. I'm gonna mark down a spot where I do believe sellers are active in, although we can break it this week just based off of opening strength. We're gonna look at this whole spot for puts, or at least volatility and then rejection. Momentum loss is the idea. We're gonna look at this candle because it is a supply. As far as intra last week goes, we're looking to see, of course, this candle reject, this opening candle reject, this candle right here, these two. We're looking at these candles were rejects in the past. We broke it, retested, tried to get right back up. We couldn't. We failed. Instead, we fell down. Same things go over here. We tried to go higher. We can't. We failed. We went back down. And then time went on, and we see this. We try to go higher. We failed. We could not go back again here. Now what's going on? We might retest. Test. If we fail, then we're going to go short. If not, we break. We're going to go for these price targets right here. Yep. So if we break this higher high, which is just 157 point around 157.53, we can grab some calls, scalp it to 160. Calls at that high is a little riskier though, in my opinion. Um, I'd rather take the puts if we see momentum loss. If not, then we leave it void. As far as resistances go, I probably won't be marking anything too relevant. We have that level there, but there's not really going to be a big effect on today unless we sell off. So we'll just see how we react around this price. We're gonna go back to the hour. I don't think we're gonna see any setups there, but yeah, this is gonna be it for me and Apple. I'm gonna move on to the next one. So Costco, we had earnings on I believe it was Friday or Friday, yeah. So Costco has had strength at this retracement following their earnings, but as far as money movement, we saw our consumers sell off um on I believe this was Friday, but the only thing is, if we're going to expect volatility today, consumer may gain money. They're commonly where people put their money in if the market is volatile. So we may see consumers, specifically Costco, move. But I'd rather watch Walmart for this opportunity if this does happen. Walmart has a setup that not many people see that I will be watching today. We have this little small pennant. I'd like to see this higher low, higher low. If we can break that trend, then we can see a higher high. We also have this small little bottom trend, but overall, we're seeing this trend down here of low, higher low, or higher low, higher low. And now if we do retest, I want to see us break. Um, so this is Walmart. I definitely will be watching this today to see if this is an opportunity worth taking, if the option contracts do work out. As far as support goes, if we break this trend, this is overall demand. So if we do see strength still at that price, we may still take that opportunity to buy calls. And then of course sellers are up here, and then we have a resistance up here to watch out for as well. So yeah, this Walmart opportunity could be a better investment rather than Costco. But if Costco does have relative strength, then we'll see what kind of opportunities arise there. We're going to move on to NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, of course, as mentioned, we have this supply zone. We have this spot to see if we can reject. Looks like we pushed past it at open, which is expected, which is why I didn't have it on the list to watch for the weekly newsletter. But we also have the small rising wedge on the daily frame as well. So overall, we're seeing a pattern of bearish. So if we get to this resistance, we push up here. I want to see if we react with sellers. If we do, then I'm going to short it. If not, then we'll just leave it alone. So that's our NVIDIA setup. As far as any intraday trades go, we're probably not going to take it till we get to this resistance or we see momentum loss below this high. So let's go into Tesla. Let's see, do we have anything on Tesla? What I'm looking at for Tesla, if we look at it from a market perspective, market sentiment perspective, what it looks like is we rallied and now we're starting to lose that momentum intra week. This was the past February and so far all of March. And so we have this trend of just momentum loss. We've actually probably broken support, trend support, which is formed on every momentum loss pattern you can see. So yeah, there we go. And now we're sort of retesting that spot. We had our spot, we broke it, now we're coming back up. We're going to use that as a rejection. Are we going to go higher and then potentially hit a higher high? If we do hit a higher high, then that shows buyers are still interested at this price, which means we can possibly push to another high. These levels I'm marking right here, that's just a higher high spot, potential higher high. And then right here is even a potential higher high as well. And then overall, we're going to look at this high here, which is just a pre-market high. We'll see if this is an achievable higher high. As far as any intraday setups go, not a lot to be honest with you. Tesla contracts will probably be a little risky this week, but we'll see how we do move today. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna leave that there for Tesla. Not gonna take any trades on this. As far as what we're looking for in trends, we're looking at a low here, lower low, lower low, lower low. Or no, this is a lower high and then lower low. So we got this trend till we break out of it. Then we know that bulls are active. If not, we're gonna see some chop in between. Some good scalp opportunities, but nothing to take intraday for me right now. Meta, of course, Meta relative strength on Friday. Even all the days of open before that, we've seen some strength opening up. So let's see what Meta is doing today. What's a potential move for Meta? Um, let's see. We got our possible sell spot here. I don't really like that high. Let's see. Let's look for a better one. Let's go for right here. Right there. That's our low, and we're going to look for a high right around here. I'm going to leave this wicks above. I want to see body candles at that price, wicks above it. So what I mean by that is if we go up, we're going to have our candles up here, but wicks up here instead of bodies up here and wicks down here. Which just shows that sellers are going to be active at this whole range rather than buyers. So we'll look at to see how this 8 level reacts for sell-off. As far as any setups go, we're not going to see anything as far as patterns and anything else. So I'm watching the supply, and that's about it. So on the daily, we have a falling wedge for Amazon that we could watch for the week. We're gonna see this spot, for sellers. Um, Last week it had an inter-hour, so we'll see how we do react on that. But we did break out as well, so we'll see. Yeah, we did break out of this little trend here. We're probably gonna continue our massive sell spots for this week. Will probably be this spot here to this spot here, and this is just we see it right here. Sellers active there, buyers active down here. This is pre-market, so it's not really a relevant area, but we have our buyers active there, sellers active here, buyers attempted after breaking up there. So we had our strength, rejection. So overall, this whole range would probably be a supply for the week. That whole 2 price points in between it as well. As far as anything else goes, we do have some more levels up here to watch out for. Specifically, we can watch for this price range. Look for possibly, check out that spot. We have our rejection there, possible rejection there. Anything else? I'm gonna have this marked. Above it is major selling, such as this right here. But yeah, probably not gonna take any trades at the current price it's at. As far as orb goes, we don't see any orbs. So I'm probably gonna leave it there. Of course, AMD, we went over it. We're gonna watch for that rejection as we approach this high. This resistance, and then we can project. If we go up to that 86.26, that's still a reject spot for me. So nothing really else on that. Netflix, not gonna take anything there. HD, nothing for me there. Looks like we're at this reject spot for Microsoft. We'll see how it reacts today. If we do reject today, that's going to be an interesting spot. But we are at pre-market, so we can actually watch this for an orb, if anything. Open range breakout, we can take some calls above it. It's not a bad idea. We'll see. We'll have it on the alert. We'll see if it's has volume, if it has a potential. As far as profit goes, we'll probably see that price right there as a main goal. 258.84, so around 2 points, which is not bad for a Monday. We'll definitely look at that price. Alibaba, so, not Alibaba, Boeing. Boeing stock that had extremely red or bearish trend on last 2 weeks ago. So last week we had massive amount of strength, pushing us right back up instantly. So what I want to see is massive sellers at this whole price. We had massive buyers here, so sellers are going to take price profits over here. That's where I want to see that happen. I'm definitely going to be watching for puts swings on BA specifically, mainly around this 216 spot. But we'll look at how it goes, because I do think I believe that BA has a lot of opportunity as far as sellers go to bring us down, at least for those take profit traders to come in and sell their positions, take their profits, and exit off. So it's going to be an interesting week for BA. We'll look on that. Of course, on Walmart that we talked about. PayPal began moving after bouncing off the 72 spot. We were starting to see rejects around 76. These are all small resistances intra-week. Last week that we're looking for rejections. Main reject is 78.72 and 80.71 to see if there's take profits on investors where we can grab some puts. SQ broke out of their trend. They're probably going to continue till we see this price here, 84.0. So we'll look at that price for sellers. Let's look for Roku. I believe Roku will probably see a continuation. If we do get to the supply in the week, I will be shorting. Crowd has earnings. Wow, what a move. Pre-market, massive amount of buyers, it looks like. We're actually going to fill that gap. If we do open today, we're probably going to see that gap become filled. We have earnings this week as well for Crowd on, I believe it's on Tuesday or Wednesday, one of those 2 days. This was on our last week's newsletter. We did buy up on this 120 spot. We scalped it to 122.75. We saw 125 later on Friday, and now we're looking for that 136 fill. big move. If we swung it, we probably would have been banking. But overall, this is a possible rejection spot, 136, to see if we gap fill there. I'll watch this price here. If we do continue, 141 can be a rejection. We'll look at how it reacts. This is definitely insane for pre-market movement. And of course, our AMAT position. We're watching this whole area for sellers. This whole price range of 1119, 119.61. We're gonna look for that rejection. There's really what we're looking for. So yeah, I'll definitely keep that on watch. And that's about it for me. That's about it. We're gonna start ending this live. The market opens up in around 25 minutes, so I don't want to hold you guys back. And we'll probably end it here. I hope you guys have a good trading day. Hope you guys trade smart, trade safe, and of course expect volatility today, and or be careful with your risks. And we'll see you guys next tomorrow morning for another pre-market live. Peace out.